What's up, everybody? This video is my TNA Bound for Glory 2015 review video. Bound for Glory just went off the air over an hour ago. Let's see, what time is it? Went off the air at 10 o'clock. It's 11:18. So Bound for Glory went off the air at 10. This is my Bound for Glory 2015 pay-per-view review video. I did a predictions probably over a week ago. It's on my YouTube channel. If you want to watch my Bound for Glory 2015 predictions, it's on my channel. Up first was the X Division Championship title match, Ultimate X. You had Tigre Uno, who was a champion, I believe. He was a champion going into the match. They had the belt hanging from the X in the ropes, and they had the little scaffold of the X. Everything was set up for Ultimate X to kick off the show. Tigre Uno took on mystery guys. One of them was DJ Zima Ion. He's under contract. Already did TNA. I thought it'd be 3 mystery men that were going to be new guys added to TNA to make their debut, but I was wrong. They were all 3 guys that are already under TNA contracts. DJ Z, Manic, and the third mystery man was Andrew. I forget his last name. This guy Andrew that was from the UK TNA British. He won, I believe he won British Boot Camp. I think the wrestling reality show that TNA puts on in the UK. So he's a pretty good talent. Good X Division wrestler, Andrew. Manic DJZ the winner, and he retains his X Division championship. Tigre Uno wins, and I predicted that Tigre Uno would win, and he did. Up next was, I believe, Bobby Roode versus Bobby Lashley for the TNA King of the Mountain Championship. I think it's a TNA title, but Jeff Jarrett won it, and then he took it to Global Force Wrestling, and then he lost it. Who the hell knows? But I think the King of the Mountain Championship is now a recognized TNA Championship. Bobby Roode versus Bobby Lashley was pretty good. I enjoyed it. A lot of good wrestling here. Both guys worked well together. I enjoyed the match. Bobby Roode wins and retains the King of the Mountain Championship after the match. Bobby Roode stuck his hand out, waiting for Bobby Lashley to shake it. Lashley came up to him, went up in his face, and then he finally shook his hand. That was good to see and nice to see. Up next was, I think, or maybe this was Bobby Lashley and Bobby Roode, I think, was the third match. So, the Bound for Glory gold match, gauntlet for the gold match. Basically, it's a gauntlet. They have a countdown clock, and then all these guys enter, and it becomes a gauntlet for the gold, basically a battle royal. Thrown over the top, you get eliminated. In it were Mr. Anderson, Jesse Goddard, Robbie E, Abyss, Surprise Chris Melendez, Sarge Chris Melendez, Eli, I forget the guy's last name. I think it's Eli Drake. He was in it. Special appearances in this Gauntlet for the Gold match by Al Snow. Works backstage as a TNA road agent, or whatever you call him, producer, road agent, whatever. He helps the talent put their match together, I think. That's what Al Snow does backstage. Also, who works backstage as an agent is Tommy Dreamer, also. So Al Snow and Tommy Dreamer, they're part of TNA. So TNA thought, what the hell, let's throw them in the Gauntlet for the Gold as a surprise to the fans. And I was pretty surprised to see Al Snow and Tommy Dreamer wrestling. Al Snow looked a little bit better than Tommy Dreamer in the ring. Al Snow can still go. I think he's close to 50 years old. I'm not really sure. And Tommy Dreamer, I believe, is at least 44 or 43, I think. Anyways, it was good to see Tommy Dreamer and Al Snow, two ECW originals that I loved in ECW. So Tommy Dreamer and Al Snow were in it, but they get eliminated. Mr. Anderson lasted a pretty long time, but he got eliminated also. The winner of the gauntlet for the gold was Tigress, formerly Brodus Clay in the WWE. Tigress wins the gauntlet for the gold, and then EC3 after the match comes out, gets on the mic and says, I knew you could do it, Tigress. You did it. You won the gauntlet for the gold. Now, how about we go for the tag team titles together? And then Tigress basically grabbed the mic and said he worked hard to win it, and he's tired because he worked hard, and that he wants to go after the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. So Tigress will probably be getting a future title shot against the new champion, Matt Hardy, probably on the next Impact Wrestling, the next new Impact episode that they tape. Probably Tigress against Matt Hardy for the title. So Tigress wins gauntlet for the gold. I was pretty surprised. I didn't think he'd win it. I actually picked Mr. Anderson to win it, but he did not. Tigress won. Up next was a tag team title match. I don't know if these are in order, but who cares? Tag team titles on the line. The Wolves defended against Trevor Lee and Brian Myers. Brian Myers used to be Kurt Hawkins in the WWE. The Wolves win and retain, and this was a very good, very entertaining tag team title match. I enjoyed it. The Wolves did a dive through the second ropes to the floor, took them out. That was awesome. And it was just great tag team action. The Wolves win and retain. I'm happy about that because I'm a big fan of the Wolves. Up next was, I'll just say, the Knockouts title match. Gail Kim defending the Knockouts title against her longtime rival, Awesome Kong. Gail Kim wins. I actually had Awesome Kong winning the title because I thought it was her time to become champion again, but I was wrong. Gail Kim wins. Awesome Kong pretty much dominated this match and beat the hell out of Gail Kim and basically owned her the entire match. Was in control and beating the hell out of her. She threw Gail Kim to the outside. They brawled on the outside. Kong threw two chairs down on the floor, on the mat. And then she picked up, I don't know what you call it, what kind of move you call it. She picked up Gal like the pedigree position, hooked her arms like the pedigree, picked up Gal over, basically over her head where Gal's head was upside down. So she's holding her. She dropped her on her chest and stomach, dropped her on the steel chairs. That was pretty brutal. And then she gets in the ring, and Awesome Kong hits a big splash off the second rope, I believe. I don't think it was off the top. Off the second rope, she hits a big splash on Gail Kim. Almost beats her, but Gail kicks out. Amazingly, Gail kicks out. And then Gail Kim hits her finisher and rolls up. Awesome Kong, 1, 2, 3. Gail Kim wins and retains. It was a good knockouts match. It could have been a little bit longer, but I enjoyed it. Now I'll talk about Kurt Angle making his return to TNA and his in-ring return because he's been out since June or July. I believe he had a tumor in his neck that he had surgery on. So I'm glad he's back and that that he got rid of that tumor and that he's healthy. And I think before Kurt Angle and EY, Eric Young, they brought out Billy Corgan, who works backstage in TNA as part of the creative team. I think he still is on the creative team because he's still in TNA. So Billy Corgan comes out and announces, here comes Earl Hebner, the newest TNA Hall of Fame inductee. Earl Hebner comes out, gets a nice round of applause, but the crowd didn't seem that happy to see him. Anyways, I'll talk about the crowd and the attendance in a minute, because I think a lot of those, I'll just talk about it now. So Earl Hebner comes out, raises his hands, doesn't get that nice of a round of applause, and then he goes to the back, and then that's over. The attendance, I've heard on websites and from Twitter and wrestling sites that people were given these vouchers to show up, I guess, to just show up at the arena for Bound for Glory, and you'd be given a free ticket, one free ticket if you had a voucher. I don't know where they gave these out. They probably gave them out at the Friday TNA house show and the Saturday TNA house show. So they gave out these free vouchers to get a free ticket to your goddamn biggest pay-per-view of the year. So there looked like maybe 2,000 people were in the arena for Bound for Glory. Maybe 1,500 is my guess, or 2,000. But probably 1,000, I would guess probably 1,500 or maybe a little less got free tickets to show up. That's sad as hell as a TNA fan, and I still support TNA and I still watch. Maybe I'm insane. Maybe you people watching this will think I'm insane because I still watch TNA. But I can't help it. I'm a wrestling fan. Or maybe some of you will think I'm just a dumbass for watching. That's fine. But I'm not you people. I'll decide to watch TNA, and when I decide to quit watching, I'll quit watching. But I'm not going to quit watching yet. Maybe I'm going to go down with the ship and sink along with TNA and go down until they go out of business. I don't know yet what I'm going to plan to do in the future. I'm just saying, I think a lot of those tickets were given out for free, and people showed up because they wanted to see a free show. So they probably went. And my guess is Bound for Glory 2015, I don't even think 1,000 people paid to see it. And if they did pay to get in, that's good for TNA. At least they sold 1,000 tickets. But I would hope they sold more, because you had Jeff and Matt Hardy there. They're from North Carolina area. So hopefully more people would have showed up. The show was in Charlotte, I believe. So hopefully more wrestling fans and TNA fans, hopefully more people paid to get in to see Bound for Glory than came that got free tickets. Now I'm going to talk about EY and Kurt Angle. You had, as I said, Kurt Angle returning to the ring. This is probably his last pay-per-view match in TNA ever, because he's not re-signing. And I think his contract runs out at the end of the year, I think. Or he won't re-sign and be in TNA in 2016, I'm pretty sure. And so this is probably Kurt Angle's last TNA match ever that we saw him in. Or maybe they'll use Kurt Angle again on the next set of tapings they do. Maybe they'll use Kurt Angle until his contract runs out, so they'll put him on TV. And who knows? Because TNA's behind 1 or 2 months on their TV show, maybe they'll show Kurt Angle still. In late December, they'll still have him on TV, and maybe his contract will probably already be run out, and they'll still put him on TV because they tape their TV way too soon, way too ahead of time. They try to do like 3 months worth of tapings, and they're going to do all the tapings in November or October for December and January. That is fucking stupid, but that's really the only option TNA has, is to tape their shows 2 months ahead of time, 3 months ahead of time, I guess, because they can't get money from the network, Destination America. They can't get money to run live shows every week, because they don't want to give them money, because they probably don't believe in TNA. And I don't blame Destination America for not giving them like $600,000 to put on live shows, because that's what it costs. Or it costs a couple $100,000 to put on a live wrestling show on TV. So I'm sure they don't want to pay TNA to do that. Anyways, Kurt Angle gets a power driver in this match from EY. Sells it really good. Holds his neck like he's really, really injured. And then he's laying on the outside, rolls out of the ring, lays on the floor, holding his neck like he's really injured. I almost stopped for a minute. When I saw it, and I saw Kurt holding his neck, I almost thought, I hope he didn't break his neck, because he has had neck surgeries in the past in WWE in all three, and he came back really soon. Anyways, I hope Kurt wasn't injured, and obviously he was not. And then they had some fake doctor come out and yell, he can't continue in the match, Kurt Angle's done. And then EY attacks him. Attacks Kurt Angle, throws him in the ring and starts attacking him. EY, the guy had great heat, because I was pissed at EY attacking Kurt Angle. I just thought, leave him the hell alone. But maybe I got into it too much, like a stupid mark. Whatever. It's actually fun to get into a match and escape into another world. Anyways, that's why people watch movies, to escape, and people also enjoy watching wrestling to escape and enjoy what they're watching. Wrestling's really no different than watching a movie, in my opinion. So Kurt Angle gets back in the ring. EY's attacking him, stepping on the back of his neck, kicking him in the back of the neck, and just really working over Kurt Angle's neck. And then Kurt Angle starts coming back. Hits lots of German suplexes on EY, puts him in an ankle lock, and I believe EY taps out, I think. I don't really remember the finish, but it doesn't really matter, because Kurt Angle wins. Kurt Angle wins. So that was good to see. I'm a fan of Kurt Angle's. I respect the hell out of him for everything he's done, and he's put his body on the line for us fans, and he keeps going out there and wrestling because he loves it and he wants to entertain the fans. So I got mad respect for Kurt Angle. I always will. So EY versus Kurt Angle, that was good. It was no DQ. Up next was the main event. It was for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. EC3 was defending against Drew Galloway and Matt Hardy. I did not predict that EC3 and Drew would be a three-way match, because I didn't know they were going to add Matt Hardy to the match and to the main event. I did not know that, because I don't read the TNA spoilers. So I did see Impact on Wednesday, and I saw Matt Hardy won. So Matt Hardy was put in the main event because he won on Impact. He won a match with a lot of people in it. I believe Bobby Roode was in it, Lashley was in it, and a lot of people. So Matt Hardy won to be added to the world title match. And this was a good triple threat world title match. This was a good main event. I enjoyed it. I thought my throat is getting sore as hell, because this is my third goddamn video of within an hour. But you people don't care, so I'll drop it. So, wish I had something to drink here, but I don't. I'm not going to get up to go get anything either. I'm almost done with this video, with my Bound for Glory review. So EC3, Drew and Matt Hardy worked really well together for the first time they've been in the ring working in a triple threat. They worked well together and put on a great match. EC3 during the match, puts Drew on a table on the outside, suplexes Matt Hardy from the ring through the table on top of Drew, taking Drew out through the table. EC3 falls back first onto the mat on the outside. All three guys looked injured. And all three guys in this main event at Bound for Glory, all three guys I thought gave it their all. And they really, really tried hard to put on a good match and a good main event at Bound for Glory for the fans. I'm sure Bound for Glory 2015, I would predict and say I doubt that 10,000 people bought the pay-per-view. I doubt it that 10,000 even bought it. And if they did, that's good for TNA. I'm happy for them. If more than 10,000 ordered. But I doubt they did. And for the people there, I hope over 1,000 paid for their tickets and didn't get them all for free. So TNA can make some goddamn money off their biggest pay-per-view of the year. Who would think that let's actually not give away free tickets, and let's see if we can get, I guess, 500 people for a big pay-per-view. That would have looked pretty pathetic. At least the crowd didn't look pathetic, like nobody was there. But maybe all those people got free tickets, so that's why it looked like more people were there. Whatever. I'm just saying that is bad business, not making a profit from the audience, from the arena, from the fans, from the crowd. Not making any money from the crowd to show up to pay to see the show. If they didn't make any money and to make a profit, a little bit of a profit, that is just fucking sad and really depressing. But whatever. I'm not running TNA, so I do want them to make money and make some goddamn profit so they can continue to be paying the wrestlers and the knockouts so they can make a goddamn living. So I do hope they made some money off the ticket sales. But if I was running TNA, if I was Dixie Carter's parents, I would have cut her off a long time ago. And I would have stopped putting money into TNA because I believe, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard in interviews from people in wrestling and that people that know, TNA has lost, I believe, over either 200 million or 400 million fucking dollars in their entire history in business. So 12 or 13 years in business, TNA has lost 200 to 400 million. That number could even be higher by now. They could have lost 500 or 600. Who the hell knows? That's depressing as hell. And that just shows you the person in control of TNA, they are absolutely out of control and don't know what the fuck they're doing and don't know how to make a profit. And if you lose 200 to 400 million, that is awful. If they did, and they shouldn't, someone that's stupid losing that much money and to keep putting money into TNA and they're not making any money, they're a fucking idiot, jerk off, dumbass. So TNA has lost so much money. They're a way worse business manager than Paul Heyman was when he was running ECW. Anyways, I'm done with my Bound for Glory 2015 pay-per-view review. Hope you enjoyed it. I rambled on about some other crap that had nothing to do with Bound for Glory. Some of it, I talked about the free tickets they gave away and whatever. I know their house show, Friday and Saturday, their house show numbers were only 400 to 500 people. That's sad as hell, and that's depressing as hell also. Anyways, this was my Bound for Glory 2015 review. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did not, then don't watch my videos. Bye for now.